Yo, yo, yo. Is this thing on? What up? Yo. How's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Alright, cool. Make sure everything's running. I think we're good. Alright, so, last time, on the last episode of whatever the hell this is, I couldn't get the damn thing apart. But look, it's in pieces now. Got lots of pieces. I have I have taken it apart. I found the screws. It had some tiny ass hidden screws on the bottom that were really annoying. But I found those and we were able to get them undone. So here's a picture of the board. See if it'll focus on it. Probably not, but there you go. This is the camera lens. We've got infrared sensor. Yeah, infrared sensor, and then the microphone up here. Or I guess it goes this way. Sorry. Infrared, camera, the microphone. Here's the backside. There's some interesting things on this board. It's also got a lot of snot on it. It's been conformally coated, if you can see that reflection on it. So that'll be kind of annoying if we wanted to like put some probes on it or something and see if we can pull data off of it. But we'll probably just scratch the coating off if we get to that point. And then there's also this little power board that has some pogo pins on it, which is kind of fun. Oh, 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 there we go. Okay. Yeah, and that's got some pogo pins for the battery and a AC adapter port. So nothing super exciting on this board, but this one is also snotted too with that conformal coating. And conformal coating, if you guys aren't familiar, it's like a epoxy sort of resin coating that they put over the hardware, over the actual circuit board and PCB parts in order to make it water resistant and prevent like static shocks and stuff like that from other things. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys what else I was able to achieve that was kind of fun. I was messing with MITM proxy, which is man in the middle proxy. And let me get this up and I'll show you guys how to get this going in the same way if you wanted to repeat this in your own lab or something. But essentially, I have this little router that you've probably seen if you checked out one of my other streams. It's the Lomango GL iNet Mango router. I tested this one. I just kind of dug through it to make sure there's nothing weird going on and kind of figure out how it works. And I'm using it now as a kind of like a WireGuard peer, I guess, a WireGuard peer to connect to my Kali instance that is running man in the middle proxy with WireGuard. So man in the middle proxy has a WireGuard mode, which is pretty cool. They have it set up so that it's very, very easy to get this working. Basically, all you do is you configure MITM in WireGuard mode, and it gives you a config that you can pass to a device that has WireGuard enabled or has, support for WireGuard. And then you run that device with that config. It'll connect to man in the middle proxy essentially through WireGuard, and it'll man in the middle all that traffic. So it's pretty cool. I really like it. So let me show you guys how I got this working. If we go to make sure we can actually connect. Oh, I think it's still starting up. Yeah, I unplugged it, so it's still booting the router. So what I'm effectively doing is I'm using this router as a bridge to WireGuard. so that I can man in the middle any of the traffic that is going or that is connected to the access point, the wireless access point that this router broadcasts. It's thinking about it. It's not a very fast router, so it takes a little bit of time to turn on. Oh, there we go. There's had disconnect, reconnect. Now let's see if this works. We will check our NIC, IPADDRSH. Alright, so yeah, we've got an address for this thing. So I'm gonna come over to the control panel. Alright. And I'm gonna log in. And then let me hop over to WireGuard, or I'm sorry, a man-in-the-middle proxy really quick. So what we can do is basically in the docs, it tells you can launch it with where was it? You can start the web mode or the web version of man-in-the-middle proxy, and then you just specify WireGuard. So we'll copy that and put that over here, and you'll see when it launches, it prints out in the console our WireGuard config. So you can go ahead and copy that. So we'll copy that, and then we come over into our router, and in the VPN section of our router, and this may be different depending on what router you're using, but if you use the same device, it should be exactly the same. We're going to go to our WireGuard client, and we'll set up a new client, and we'll just basically stick our whole config in here. So if I go to edit, you can see the contents of the config. And what this will do is it'll make it so that any connection that this router is performing should be going over this WireGuard tunnel. And that WireGuard tunnel happens to go through man-in-the-middle proxy, which is over here. So let me show you that really quick. We've got that running. WireGuard is going. I'm going to take, this is the, it's a spare Android phone that I have. It's a rooted device, but I've also got it connected to the access point, RFF Lab. And it says it can't provide internet because I don't have any internet hooked up to it yet. I mean, it does, it just doesn't quite succeed all of its connectivity tests. So Android still thinks that it's offline. So let's see. So on the device itself, if I open up a web browser, we may actually start to see some traffic. Oh, I forgot. I have to actually turn on the VPN. I've got that turned off, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. There's a switch on the side of this device that you can customize to turn on and off the VPN. So I've just been using that. But I flip that switch, and we'll start to see traffic, some traffic flows appear in man-in-the-middle proxy. Yep, there we go. And that's coming from this device right here over the wireless. So I'll go ahead and on the device, go ahead and go to Wikipedia. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Wikipedia, and we should start to see that those traffic flows go across somewhere. Oh, it's asking for oh, that's the MITM proxy config. I need to get the screen shared on this thing. I need to figure that out. But anyway, wikipedia.org. So go to wikipedia.org, and if you can see at the top left, there's a an installed cert. So I've gone ahead and installed the man-in-the-middle cert on this device, and so we'll start to see some Wikipedia traffic flows over here like this. I got some GET requests. The status 304, 304, and then some other stuff going through here. So if you wanted to man in the middle of a device, like a wireless device, I think this is a pretty solid way to do it. Mostly because you don't have to the amount of stuff that you have to install on the device is a lot lower. Really all you need to do is install that cert. So if you didn't have a rooted device, and you didn't want to use like any of the root applications for doing transparent proxying, You could do it this way too. It's kind of neat. I don't know. It's kind of fun to mess with. But what I wanted to mess with next was actually setting up, because when I tried the Ring app, and I'll show you here, I'll clear, do a search for Ring, and I'm going to launch the Ring app on the device. And let's see. Let's see if it'll let us sign in. Oh, it's actually getting a little bit further. Before I was actually just getting a bunch of errors because it wasn't actually the Ring app seemed to have some certificate pinning in place, but it seems like some of these endpoints are showing up now without that, like this event stream. There's some fun stuff in here, interesting things. Okay. Try not to get distracted. I also need to make a account really quick for Ring. Let me go do that. 1 second. I'll let you guys watch the traffic flows from this device while I do this. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what I'm trying to do here, is I'm trying to listen to the traffic between my mobile device and this Ring camera, and then also the traffic between the Ring camera and the internet, and the mobile Ring app and the internet. So I'm trying to eavesdrop on all this traffic so that I can kind of figure out what's going on with this camera, what it tries to do when you turn it on, and what it tries to do when you pair it, and all that other fun stuff. All right. I'm just setting up an account so I can log in on the mobile app. Okay, and let me see. Let's see if we can sign into that, and we'll see what shows up. Do a filter for Ring, and I'm going to go ahead and sign into that account on the mobile device. And if everything's good, we should see this traffic totally encrypted. If the Ring app does pinning, certificate pinning. Let's see. Yep, so there's the device I'm on. From email to password. Interesting. Okay. Worst case scenario is you'll see the plain text password. That's worst case scenario, right? Oops. Oh yeah, there you go. Hey, look at that. So this application isn't actually doing certificate pinning. That's interesting. Okay. So let's see. Hmm. Oh, it's wanting me to verify email. Nice. Okay. Fun. Okay. All right. So that's cool though. Now that we've got I wanted to I wanted to test out Frida though because Frida looks like a cool opportunity to try to bypass certificate pinning. We can try that. We may have to with some of the further stuff in here, but I don't know. It doesn't really look like it. All right. See if I can type this password right. This phone is a little old, a little slow. Okay. There we go. All right, and it wants a access code. Wait. No, that's the 412, so that was the error. I guess it hasn't posted it yet unless it gets the actual sign-in code. So when it gets a failed password, it posts the request. Okay, verify code. And we'll see what this does. Oh. I guess I didn't like that. Alright, let's try this one more time. Yeah, no content. Huh. Okay. Yeah, it'd be nice if I had the screen capture from the phone, because then you guys could see this a lot easier. Okay. Alright, so now it's asking for verification code again. Let's do this and not fuck it up. 838283. Okay. There's a 2FA verify. Yeah, so you can see that. Okay, that's cool. And now it's trying to authorize the mobile app sign in. Let it think about it. Oh, did it pause it because I stopped the flow? That may have been my bad. I'm not super familiar with MITM proxy. All right. Okay, there. Jeez. Demo gods, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem to actually be posting the verification code. So I wonder if that's hmm. All right, 14th time is the charm, right? Let's see. You know, 412? No? Oh, yeah. So this is what I think is going on. Oh, no, wait, that's for Play.Google APIs. Huh. Oh, that one actually went through. Okay, it just took a while. Interesting. Yeah, it actually went through and tried to verify that time. Let's see. That's the authorize, OAuth 2 authorize. Here's the verify with the token. So it actually sent the token, gave it 201, but I'm getting verification false on the phone. So this is probably where, let's see if we have any complaints in the log. No, just oh, yep, there we go. I think that's probably what it is client doesn't trust proxy certificate for oauth.ring.com. And this is the certificate pinning that the app is doing, I think. So it's probably got specifically for this one subdomain, oauth.ring.com. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's where I want to kind of set up Frida and see if we can catch the actual system calls on the phone itself with Frida, and then kind of short circuit those and tell it to kind of, I don't know, just ignore the error, or inject our own key management, I guess. So there's this tool called Frida. I've heard about it. I've never actually used it, but it seems pretty straightforward. I should be able to basically send the Frida server over to the device using ADB. And because it's root, because I already have root on this device, it should be pretty easy. So I'm thinking I can use ADB, push the Frida server to the device, you know, just follow these steps. And then either use this existing, where did it go? I've got it over here. Somebody has an existing Frida SSL pinning bypass script, which we can give. We can give this a shot and see how this works. But what this is supposed to do, according to my layman's knowledge of JavaScript and Java, because you really need to know a lot about Java, I think, more so Java than JavaScript, especially if you're trying to mess with the execution of Java apps or Android apps. So what I think this is doing is it's creating its own certificate factory that is using our own CA. Let's see. No, I don't think this uses our own CA. Oh, okay, yeah. Cert.der. This may just be a generic one, though, so that it short circuits it. But I think what it's doing is it's creating its own certificate authority, or certificate factory, I guess, however you would call that in JavaScript, or in Java, and it would make its own certificate. And whenever the device asks for this certificate from the Ring server, our free to code will just jump in and say, "Here you go," and it'll pass it our compromise certificate instead. So I think we can give this a shot. So let's try to get this on the device. I'm going to turn off MITM proxy at the moment, just so it's not running. And then turn that off on the router as well. And then let me get the USB plugged in for this device. Let's see. Let me get the I need to get my USB connection going. I got cables all over my desk. Okay. Let's see. This should plug in, and we should see this one. Okay, USB debugging is on. And let's get this. Where is it? Sony device. Oh, that's right. I'm dumb. I can't do that. I need to. I've got a really stupid setup, so apologies. Oh, nice. You're welcome, Azimuth. It's still a work in progress. I hope to make some more progress on the software or the library, I guess. So it's a little bit more usable. But it's a start. So if you're familiar with this stuff and you can, make some of this stuff work for yourself, take a look at the code and give it a shot. But it's pretty straightforward for the most part. I think some of the other stuff, there's some more complicated things that the native software does that I haven't figured out yet. Like setting individual icon pictures. I think it has the capability of doing that or something. But the overall setting, like, just a full panel across the screen or a full image across the screen, and then, just putting your own icons on there with software turns out to work pretty well. So I've got to customize it for my own use. I need to set aside some time to do that, but I've been too busy with other stuff. I think I got my debugging hooked up now. It's a nice little device. Hardware-wise, I thought it was pretty cool. And I got it on sale for 35 bucks at Micro Center, which honestly is cheating because Micro Center, but okay, let's see if we got this now. Okay, cool. I got the phone. Let's go ahead and follow some tutorials, eh? Yep. All right, I think I've already got the Free to server downloaded. Or no? Guess not. Okay. Oh, we need to see what our yeah. Okay. So ADB shell and then get prop RO product. I don't know if this is the same across all these devices. But I don't know. RO product CPU.abi list. I am not super familiar with Android stuff if you haven't noticed already. But I'd like to get more familiar with it, so this one's ARM64 V8A, V7A. All right, cool. So got our releases. Let's get wow, okay, what the hell am I looking at? I guess latest version for Android. I thought I had to get a specific one, but I guess this is fine. So we've got that. Let's go ahead and copy. Oops. So we've got that. Let's copy this. Oh, interesting. That's not the server. That's the wheel. Where's the server? 234 assets. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. Android. Core dev kit. Gadget server. Is ARM64? Yeah, ARM64. Bah. Okay. Okay, maybe this is the right one. All right, let's make it simple. Name it something simple. Oh, cool. Yeah, I really only know Python, to be honest. I know other languages, like I can read them and I can work with them, but Python is my bread and butter. Um, but yeah, give it a shot. See how it works for you. If anything, go look at it and laugh at my bad code. That's worth a shot. It is nowhere near production ready. Oh yeah, I've seen their full keypad or their full keyboard and then that numpad that they have. Yeah, the encoder's pretty cool. I want to set up a rotary encoder, like make my own hardware rotary encoder. Um, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. So we should be able to ADB shell this file over there. So ADB root. Let's see if we got that. Disabled by system settings. Okay. About okay. All right, let's go into our system settings. Developer options. USB debugging, rooted debugging. Okay, cool. There we go. Right, I think that's what I wanted. Let's try this again. No device emulators found. Oh, ADB devices? Nothing. I guess I probably need to unplug it and plug it back in. Let's try that. Oh, I'm gonna have to put it back on the VM too. God dang it. Do do do. It's one of the more annoying parts of working with the virtual machine. It's like having to deal with connecting real hardware. IDK what I'm doing here. If you really want to help with Python, go for it. There's on the most recent video I posted, there's a GitHub link to some library code, like really rudimentary library code that I wrote for a piece of hardware that I reverse engineered. And it's a mess. It works, sort of, but it's a mess. Why no video about making websites in my channel yet? Honestly, it's because I'm bad at making websites. If you're real honest, it's because I'm bad at it. I like static pages. I like things that are just text and maybe a couple images. ADB device. Let's see if you got this now. ADB root. Restarting ADBD as root. I do want to get better at making wow, timeout expired while waiting for device. Bruh. Do I need to restart the phone? Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. Or what I'm not doing right. When I pass through this device, it comes through as ADB devices, shows up as a regular non-root, and then this, oh, ADB, okay, it's already running as root. Okay, restarted it. Cool, okay, so we should be in root now. ADB push, Frida server. Data local, temp. CD ring. Let's try this again. It helps if you do it right. Oh, I need to unpack it. Doy. Okay, now we've got it. Bet you this works now. Okay, cool. So push that. Now we can ADB shell chmod. Oh, I need to quote that. Okay, chmod 755 data local temp and Frida. Oh, it's not gonna autocomplete it. Frida server. All right, so this should start it and run it or fork it to the background. ADB shell. Nothing? Okay. I would think that this command would finish. For the last step, make sure you start free to server as root. If you're doing this on a rooted device, you might need to sudo and then run it from that shell. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So maybe that's not going to work, or maybe that did work. Let's do suc, or we'll just sudo. I don't think we need to do that. Sudo. Inaccessible or not found. Okay. Unable to start, error binding to address 127. Okay, cool. Address already in use. Wait a minute. We gotta go back into our virtual environment. So source .vn bin activate. So Frida is a Python tool. So Frida PS and then U, right? So this should tell me everything that's running on my device. Wow, this is actually really fucking cool. That's really cool. SCRC Pi and GUI SCRC Pi. That's interesting. I'll have to check those out. Thank you. I was also thinking about just emulating an Android device, but this is my kind of burner testing hardware, I don't know, hacking phone. So I just use this one because it's real hardware. And I know a lot of apps will bitch and complain if they don't get real hardware sometimes. So let's see, SCRCPY. Cool. Connected via USB or TCP IP. Neato. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, this might be exactly what I need. Let me see if I can set this up real quick. If it's not gonna... I mean, who cares? Who cares if it takes some time? It's all about learning, right? Let's see. Let's get a new terminal open. apt get install. Is it a scr screen copy? I need a sudo. Okay, so I guess obsolete version. Oh, okay. Did I type that right? All right. Camera uses MQTT. The Ring camera? Yeah, kind of figured it does. Most IoT stuff nowadays has like some form of MQTT going on. All right. Pre-built server. Oh, I love install scripts that just pull something from the internet and then run it. Yeah, they got binary releases, I guess. Okay. Okie dokie. Ah, yeah, mess on. I didn't install any dependencies, so I'm just gonna trip over them. Fine, fine. There's copy paste commands. It's a VM, burner VM anyway. Wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna have to play around with this more. The Frida server. Because apparently, what we're gonna test later, or here in a minute, is this this one script apparently does SSL pinning bypass. So see how well this works. Figure out how to run some scripts in Frida, and then I guess I'll have to learn more JavaScript to make my own scripts. Because this thing is pretty cool. Tracing open calls in Chrome. So you can run Frida trace. I don't know what the TACU is. What is that TACU? USB. Okay, connect to a USB device. Okay. Neato. And then I is what? Instruction? Include. Include. Okay. So include open calls. And then that's the filter application, I guess. In. Where's in? Attach identifier. Okay, so this is the process identifier. Okay, cool. Neato. That's not too bad. So that's how that command's working. Let's try. Oops. Cool. How does this work? Okay, once installed, run from a terminal. So I get a no audio, record the file. Okay, cool. You just run it. And then that should work. Wow! Wow, that's fucking cool. Nice. Yeah, that's kind of what I was figuring, is I was gonna have to edit those scripts to find out like what function we need to hook into, I guess. Because I was looking at the decompiled output, and I was just doing some searches for like so the it's got some endpoints for key management. So this is like certificate management and certificate key management, I guess. I don't know, but I imagine that these are related to the actual certificate pinning. So when the app goes and it tries to connect to like one of the specialty endpoints that it wants to be real picky about, it's gonna refer to this URL to get a current and up-to-date certificate for the app and the device or whatever. And it's a dynamic cert. So I imagine it changes whenever they feel like it or whatever conditions are met. So what we need to do is we need to find this, we need to catch this function where it returns a certificate, and we need to either short circuit it or pass our own certificate and say, hey, here's a good one, or tell it, hey, everything's good. You don't actually need to, check these two certs against each other. Depending on how the app works, but I'm not super well versed in Java, and so looking at the Smalley, which is like the decompiled Java, or the decompiled APK, is not very helpful. But I guess once I learn a little bit more about it, it'll start to make more sense. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Is I feel like I feel like going through and like finding the actual spot in the decompiled code and then bypassing or hooking into this is going to be a lot harder than if I was to use something like Frida to just trace the actual system call. Yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm at. And I have this one script. I don't know if this is what we're going to need or if we have to like learn and then make our own. But I think what this one is doing is it's making its own trust manager like this. It's basically creating its own trust object for certificate verification. And then whenever the app asks for, a trust object, it passes this one, I think. I think that's how this is working, but we'll have to figure out quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, that's a good question. It uses yeah, it does. That does sound familiar. If it's not okay HTTP, it's where is it? I had it in here. No, see, here's the actual function. Look at CKMM or CKMS URL. This is what's calling that endpoint. And it's doing, I guess, getting an object from this CKMS URL. And it's a Java string. So, and that's where I was thinking, like, we could just hook this and basically instead of putting this right here, we could put our own string, I guess, our own string data and then recompile it, maybe? I don't know. I think it was under, oh, I think I may have seen it under the find results. I think I searched for .pem. Oh, that's all in my virtual environment. Ew. Yeah, I don't remember what the library was, but yeah, it does use a particular library, I think, for the key management. Hook it dynamically with Frida. Yeah. Yep, that's the plan. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about Frida or anything about Android. So it's it'll be a learning experience. This is really cool though. What did I do? Okay. Yeah, it's good to see my my burner pin. Yo, this is way cool. Super dope. Okay. Yeah, thank you. What's up, Toxic? Yes, Toxic YSS01? Wow. I don't know what to do now. That's very distracting now that I'm looking at this. I'm like, ooh, I could do other stuff. But oh, that means I can actually like type things now with my keyboard instead of the freaking phone keyboard. Holy crap. Oh, that's so much better. Wow. Thank God. Okay, so let's go back to Frida. And I guess it just says your binary. I don't know. It's I need to figure out. That is very goated. That's super goated. That's one of my favorite things about like Linux and computers in general is how like a super goated tool like this can just be completely unknown to me for years until one of you come along and you tell me, and then it just completely changes your life, you know? You're just like, wow, how was I doing everything before? Um, so let's learn a little bit more about Frida. So functions, messages, CLI tools. I don't want to make my own tools. I want to use the API. So the JavaScript API. Let's look at this. Oh, I already had that open. Okay. Let's do a little bit of learning based off of what what this script is already doing. Let's try to figure out what's going on with this thing. I'm a big fan of reading your code before you run it, even though you just saw me run an install script. Shh. What's the main goal of the project? Mostly just to learn, honestly. I have some hardware. This is a Ring camera, believe it or not. This is a Ring camera. I spent way too much time trying to get it out of the plastic chassis, but I just wanna learn about it. I wanna figure out the security aspects of it, like how can I actually listen to some of the information that this device is either sending to the web or sending to my phone, or can we get shell access to it? I've got a couple goals listed up there, like file system, firmware, console, man in the middle. Those are a couple ideas for getting some juice from the device. So I really would like to see the file system, because that would be fun. I don't know. Just seems kind of fun to look at the file system and see what kind of files are on it, right? And then like the firmware, see if maybe we can pull some firmware off the device and analyze that, see if we can learn some stuff about that. And then get console access. That would be really fun, is if I could get, like a shell access to the device while it's on and running, and I can issue commands on the device itself. That'd be pretty cool. But really it's just to kind of mess around with it, learn some stuff. Yeah, step 99, run mainline Linux on the Ring camera, exactly. Or Doom, play Doom on it. I don't know how that would work. But there's a there's a way. So if you want to run Doom on something, you can run it. If you guys haven't already, there's a really good write-up. Let me see if I can find it. I think I still have it open. Some guy took apart a vape, like one of those Geek Bar vapes, running a web server. And they ran a they ran a web server on it. So they got access to the, here, I'll throw it in the chat. But this is really, really fun write-up. I would recommend reading it if you guys have some time. But they cracked into that thing and ran a web server on it. They wrote their own web server for it, which is pretty fun. That's a cool idea. So, I mean, if we come up with some cool ideas, would be down to give them a shot. But for now, it's mostly just for fun and for learning. Thank you. Yeah, check back whenever you feel like it. If I'm not doing this, I'm doing something else that's hacking or reverse engineering related. So let's see, this right here, instrumentation. I want to see what is up with this class, because they're doing right here, they're using java.use and they're using some Java functions. So I guess what it's doing is it's using Java to make those calls. Oh, as of FreeDES 17, this runtime bridge is no longer baked into FreeDES GUM.js runtime. So we've got to import it. Okay. So I guess if we write a FreeDES script, we've got to import the Java bridge. So keep that in mind. Let's see, Android versions. We can enumerate loaded classes. Callbacks. Enumerate class loaders. Enumerate loaded classes sync. Enumerate class loader sync? Oh my god, I hate Java. Hope there's no Java devs in chat. So what's the deal with like factories in Java? Is it just for like producing child objects? Like if you have a class, is it for producing objects from that class? Is that the whole point in a factory? I'm literally complete noob at Java. Okay, maybe not complete noob, but big noob. I know that JDK files you can unzip. Is it JDK file? I think it's JDK. It's basically a compressed archive file. Or not compressed, but just an archive file. So Java perform now. So they're using Java use, and they're setting up security key store, security cert, X509 certificate, buffered input stream. I guess it's probably better to see. Let's see if we find some research on using Frida to debug or trace. All my homies hate factory pattern, right? Oh, hey, cool. There's just a Frida. I probably just read the docs on Frida trace, right? Dynamically tracing function calls. So maybe I can come in here and I can get this function, right? This one? Where'd it go? Constructor, final, CMS, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, find the function in here that it calls, that the Ring app calls to get the CKMS URL and the CMMS URL. So hook those functions. Let's try to trace those. I think that's a good start. Let's try to trace those functions or maybe trace anything on the app and see what we can do. So let's see, trace receive and send APIs in Safari, insert library names. So I guess if we trace the receive API, we can probably catch the like the polling in of the cert, and then that might give us a good start. So let's go. Let's do that. Trace object C method calls in Safari. Okay. Okay, I gotta read some docs. So what does that decorate do? Add module name to generated on enter log. Okay. All right, and I already forgot what that was. I read it earlier and I already forgot what that command or that flag does. Include. It's include. Include. Well, I guess let's give it a shot. We just do receives. I don't want to do sends. Let's just do receives. Yeah, man, thanks. All you gotta do is keep at it. It's just a matter of doing it over and over and over, and eventually you learn enough to the point where you're doing something. I guess you gotta his CR copy or screen copy. You have to wake up the device manually, unless there's like a I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna pop some commands in here just so that we can keep track of them. So this is launch Snapchat on your iPhone, trace crypto API calls. Oh, that's it. See, there you go. That's probably what I need to do is trace the actual crypto calls to the cryptography libraries. Okay, libcommon crypto. These are some good examples. Launch YouTube on your Android device. Boop, 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 boop. What the hell is the name of it? Ring. Com.ring. Okay, here, check this out. Rep. No. Oh, is it just straight up ring? Wow. Wow, okay. I thought it was gonna be like calm something, but whatever. No. I want... So that's our PID. The process name is ring. What is the F flag? What does that do? TAC F. Target. Spawn file. Attached to name. So we need that one, right? TAC in. So TAC in. And then we'll do ring. And we'll trace common crypto. Right? That should do the trick. What is the TAC U? That is the USB. Okay, that's right. Okay, cool. Let's give this a shot and we'll see what this does. I didn't go turn off the screen. Oh wait, here we go. I need to... What is the web UI for? Oh, yo! That's cool. Okay. Sweet. Man, Frida is neat. Oh, you. Alright, we'll stick with the we'll stick with the console for now. I need to get the man in the middle console going again. What is this? Oh, that's screen copy. Alright, and then I'm gonna flip this switch. No, don't go away. Oh. Yeah, I need to get that going. Is that a built-in thing? Or is that an app? Oh, I'm sitting here using the damn device. I'm so stupid. I can use it through the computer now. Oh, okay, so on Lineage OS. Yeah. Uh... Oh, in the bar. Quick setting bar. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. I guess I'll have to make one or add it there. There we go. Ah, go up. Okay. Cool. Oh, it's got an actual, ah, there we go. Cool. Nice. Oh, yeah, cool. Thank you. Wow. You guys are so full of helpful information. Sweet. Okay, cool. So I've got MITM proxy running. Let's, okay, so it is actually going through. We'll sign in. And let's make sure I don't want that. No. Get out of here. I got too many things going. Okay, so let's get that going. Oh, am I getting my password wrong? whatever combination of burner phrases it is. All right, so, and then we should see. All right, so it gave us 402 on, or 412 on that one. There we go. All right, asking for the verification code. All right, sorry guys, you can't see this one. You can see all my other passwords, but you can't see my two-factor code. What? Oh. All right, and I want to make sure that verify code. It's probably gonna error out. We'll see. So there's the 2FA. So it sent it. Got a 201. Now we're just waiting for the app. Hello. Anything? Nothing? Yeah, I wonder what the deal is with this. Why it's such a slow like back and forth. Let's check the and I may even have like the wrong like Frida command or something. I may have that wrong. Servers EP me. Let's try. Let's try this one. Let's see what this one does. Oops. Target must be specified. But excuse me? Zygote 64. Man, that game probably slaps. Tracing 4 functions. Hooray! Yeah, I don't think I had the TAC U over here, so it didn't know to go over USB. And then I guess N is for the name of the process you're saying? Cool. Alright, this is clearly not doing anything. Didn't receive code. Sign in another way. Help. Unexpected error. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's try their alternate one. Man, they do not like this. Wow, look at that. Yeah, it might be better if I try not to do man in the middle proxy, and just have it raw dog the network, and then just use Frida. So let me do that. Oh yeah, exactly what you just said. Yeah, I have a feeling they're just kind of not jiving together well. Okay. Cool. Let's go to. I'm gonna have to. How do I want to do this? Let me actually take a quick break and reorganize my cables and run a new LAN cable. Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. Downgrade quick, that way it goes over HTTP. Love a good downgrade attack. Yeah, let me take a break really quick. Go to the bathroom and then I'll rearrange my cables and get this set up so it's not going through WireGuard. So I'll put you guys in on my idle screen with some cool music, and I'll see you in a couple minutes. BRB! Yo, what up? I'm back. All right, cool. Let's see. So I have a WAN cable running to this Mango now. And now we should be able to just go straight to the web and not have to route it through our man in the middle proxy. Okay, and I need to change this back to a WAN port. This router is actually really cool. I kind of dig it. For being so cheap, it's pretty featureful, and being so small. Okie dokie. Interface connected, but internet cannot be accessed. Yeah, whatever. There you go. Now it's fine. So now if I go to here, all right, limited connection. Still says that, but okay. Oh, I need to come over here to the VPN dashboard, and I need to turn this off. I'll flip the hardware switch. There we go. And I'm gonna close MITM proxy. Close that just to clear up some of our screen space. All right. Oh, workspaces. Let's see, move to desktop too. There we go. There. Now I won't accidentally close screen copy. Cool. So now we've just got our Frito window open, and we've got our ring window. Okay, we're no longer on VPN. Let's go ahead and sign in. Maybe the ring servers are just slow. I don't know. I did get this set up right. Yeah, it should be good. Come on, Ring app. What are you doing? Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and I want to let's restart this device. Actually, I wonder if I should take off the I wonder if I should take off the cert. Oh, it doesn't say it anymore. The oh, there it is. Yeah. Let's go ahead and disable that really quick. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Trusted CA, user installed certs. We'll just uninstall that. Doo-doop. And that's pretty easy to go back in and set up again. I've already got it on the disk, so on the phone itself, so it shouldn't be too easy, or it shouldn't be too difficult. Let's make sure that it is not under user credentials. Okay, cool. Cool, and then let's restart it. All right. I got some baby cats in my backyard. There was a mama cat that was preggers, super preggers, a couple days ago, and we've been giving her food because I like cats. And she apparently had her kitties. She's no longer pregnant anymore, so her kittens are somewhere in my backyard. That's kind of a scary thing. I also had some rabbits, some bunny rabbits in her backyard, but I don't know if those are still there, given the whole cat situation. Yeah, I would love to take more cats, but I've got 2 cats. It's already a lot of cats. I want more cats, more kitty cats. We'll try to see if we can catch them and take them to a no-kill shelter or something. So we have to probably have to copy our Frida back to the thing. Yeah, I wonder if you have to do that every single time. Let's do ADB shell. ADB shell. And we'll do ls. What was it? I can never remember the name of the path. Whatever. Oh, I forgot to open another browser tab or browser window. All right, where are we at? Put it under data local. Okay. ls data local temp. Ah, correct. Correct. There are no ADB devices. Do I have to do that? Probably unplug it and plug it back in because we just booted it up. Okay. So ADB devices. Oh, I'm so dumb. I gotta add it to the VM again. USB host device, Sony. Now it's USB. There we go. Now we can see it. ADB devices. Restarting ADB as root. Okay. Okay, and then ADB devices again. Okay, so ADBD is already running as root. Cool. Now, let's try this again. What's the steps? I might want to make a script the longer I do this. ADB shell. Okay, so Frida server is still on there. That didn't get wiped, even though that's a temp folder. That's cool. Okay, and let's get our screen copy going again. Hey, cool. This is way cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's super useful. Oh, I need to turn on caffeine again, huh? Hey, nice. Cool. Ah! Whatever. Right mouse. Okay, so you just launch it. Okay, gotcha. Because I bet it doesn't run itself. You'd probably have to do some sort of persistence. Yeah. I won't even bother trying that. I was gonna see if we can list the processes coming off of Frida again, but I'm not even gonna bother because I'm pretty sure it's not running. We just restarted it and nobody told it to turn on at boot, so. ABD? ABD show? Okay. And I think that did it. So Frida, PSU. Okay, cool. Frida server is running. Obviously, we can pull our process list. That's cool. Update engine. Surface flinger. What is a surface flinger? Surface flinger. Sorry, I'm just doing forensics at this point. Surface flinger and a window manager. Surface flinger can accept buffers in two ways, through buffer queue and surface control, or through a surface control. What is it though? I don't know, whatever. Sidetrack, rabbit hole. TFTP server. Ooh, that's kind of cool. There's a TFTP server running? But why? Why is there a TFTP server running? DPM QMI manager. Gatekeeper D. Oh, the worst kind of daemon service. The gatekeeper service. I just want to kill that process out of principle. Okay, I'm getting distracted. What were we doing? I was trying to run this one, receive all of the... There is some other decorators. I want to read the API a little bit more. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't need that. We'll keep that one. Oh yeah, that's where you do the... Use their gadget to have it preloaded, so you don't have to restart it every time. I'll do that after I restart it 40 times and I've memorized the command sequence. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Sorry, I'm just cleaning up some crap. Ooh. All right, cool. And then JavaScript API, let's get that back over here. Oops, get out of here. Thank you for the sub. Let's do, I want to learn more about the trace tool, because I need to trace function calls. Okay. Here's a best practices tab. Neat, we'll read that in a minute. Okay, so it's real quick. So typically we're going to be using Connect to USB. We can also speak over TLS, tokens, keep alive interval, peer-to-peer connection, tunnel address. Okay. So ftarget is, I guess, a file target. So spawn file or launch file. Attach frontmost. Attach to frontmost application. I guess that's like whatever the user's currently interacting with. Attach name, attach to the name, so that was the one that we used to attach to the ring specifically. Identifier is probably... Huh. I wonder what the difference between name and identifier is. Identifier is probably like the, I think these. No? Or is it like these where they're like com.android, whatever, com.google, com.qualcomm? Those identifiers? Not sure, but await spawn matching pattern. Ooh, that's cool. I like patterns. Standard input output. Auxiliary option when spawning. Okay, realm. Native or emulated. Realm to attach in. Runtime. Debug. Enable the node.js compatible script. Debugger. Okay. Squelch crash. If enabled, will not dump crash report. Let's see. O file, text file containing additional command. Okay. That's our include. Includes a function, include module. Okie dokie. Parameters JSON. Let's see if we get some fun examples. I learned from examples mostly. That and lots of green tea. Let's see. So this is all still more how to use the trace tool. I guess let's just try it again since we already started it. I want to see if it plays nice with the Ring app. Ooh, what did I just do? Get out of here. I'm gonna just do it again. Okay, started tracing 4 functions. Let's go ahead and go to the Ring app. Oh, you know what? I probably want to put this into a file, right? To like stick it out into a file. Or maybe not, I don't know. Because I feel like I probably want to dig through it a little bit later, but whatever. Just do sign in. Well, is it not going to work? I probably should have just tested the network on it real quick. No, it says it's connecting. Oops. Oh, okay. Wow, I guess it's just slow. I guess Ring's web servers are just slow. Or maybe it's this router. I don't know. Whatever. We'll let it sit. Let it think about it. Think about what you've done. Yeah, and I don't know if any of this is going to be super useful until we start decorating it with more information from the actual, like, function call. Like parameters or something. Hello? Okay. Jeez. 245-693. 245-693. Verify. If this doesn't go off when it goes in, like if it doesn't get a whole bunch of new receives when it makes this transaction, then might want to try that hooking into the crypto libraries. Which begs the question, well, what the hell are the crypto libraries in Android? Can we... What is this thing doing? Hello? Nope. Oh, we're still connected, okay. It's really not doing anything. Yeah, it's the Firefox web view. Let's try the sign in a different way. Because this is a different, it seems to be a different web view or a different process. Or let's do this. Yeah, see, this is like an embedded one, you know? We'll try that. This one didn't seem to play nice with man in the middle browser. Or man in the middle proxy, sorry. Yeah, so that one worked. Okay. And then let's get the login code 472855. 472855. Boom. It's clearly receiving a lot of stuff. Okay. You guys are seeing this. You guys are seeing this, right? Seeing that? This verification method is ending. Okay. If I find security holes in the device, will I tell you? Yeah, but that's after I tell Amazon and Ring. Responsible disclosure. They get told first, and then everybody else figures out once they patch the damn hole, if that's the case. But I'm not really looking for security holes, so unless I accidentally just stumble across one, um, you know, which might happen. Might happen. Not 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 saying it won't, but wow, this is doing a lot of stuff. Receive message. Yeah, feel like I should do this process again, but have it actually log this data. Yeah, behind every NDA there are cats that could spill every secret if bribed with meatballs. Yep. Kind of, not really. I mean, with like some other smaller projects, but most of the time I just use like ESP32s and stuff. They're already like pre-programmed. They already have their own firmware. Uh, so anytime I need to do like my own embedded work, I'm just using some off-the-shelf hardware and components. But I do want to get into messing around with like ATtinies. I'm gonna buy some ATtinies and start messing around with those, and I'll definitely have to write some firmware for those suckers. But there is what's the guy's name on YouTube? Shoot, I'm gonna have to look him up because made some really dope-ass looking earrings that I want to make. Um, they're LED earrings. They're really cool. Yeah, Mixtella. Hell yeah. Mixtella made some sweet LED earrings, and I kind of want to, you know, take a shot at making my own LED earrings that are small that run off of those ATtinies, because I think that's what he used, right? It was a ATtiny, um, and he was able to like make it do flashy effects and stuff, which is pretty cool. But I've got that in the back of my mind as like a little um, firmware embedded hardware project to mess around with, but I have yet to get to it. This is doing a lot of stuff, but it is not loading. That's one thing. That is cool. It is doing stuff. It's when I move the mouse. Look at that. I wonder if it's oh, you know what? Is that between the screen copy app? I wonder if it's the screen copy app or something. No. Well, the reason why it's coming up with like all of the traces right now when I move the mouse is because of the screen copy app, but I should be hooked into just the Ring app, I think. I don't know. Oh, hey look. Maybe it's just maybe it's just waiting there. Oh, okay. It's just waiting there. Sweet. Okay. Wow. All right. Cool. So I guess what I need to do now is, because I want to see how it talks to the device, but I believe it's probably just using MQTT, like someone else mentioned earlier. Because normally a lot of this IoT stuff, what it'll do is it doesn't actually communicate between your phone and the device directly. Instead, what it'll do is when you issue a command from your phone, it'll send it to the central server through MQTT or through some like REST request or whatever, some API. Your phone will send a command to their central server, and then the central server will record that action as something that needs to be done or like an event. And then your device, like say the doorbell or the camera or whatever, is connected to your Wi-Fi, and what it's doing is it's periodically querying their web server or their central server and asking for new events. And anytime it gets a new event from your phone, it'll go and it'll process that event and then it'll consume it. So that's the general pattern that a lot of these IoT devices use. So if I want to listen to the traffic between the device and the app, so we can listen to the app using Frida. I wonder if I don't know. I guess it's just trying to figure out where I actually want to listen to it, what I want to listen to. I think, hmm, yeah, I'm not sure. I have to come up with some ideas of some stuff that might be like some hypotheses, like some questions to ask. I guess the first question is like, is there MQTT? I close that because it's not really doing us very much good. I want to search through. Here we go. Find in folder. I want to search in here. Let's search MQTT. That might actually tell us if there's MQTT in anything about this app. Nothing. Nothing for MQTT. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. So we've got all of our app files. I could dig through these and try to figure out some stuff that might raise some questions that we want to answer. I don't know, I wasn't thinking this far. Co-AP. What is that? Co-app? Co-AP? Co-access point? I do want to mess around with Frida some more though, because I have not actually done too much with this, and it seems pretty interesting. Let's do a search for crypto and see if we can find what kind of crypto functions there are. Crypto. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that protocol. Constrained application. I've heard that, constrained application. I've never actually heard it like CoAP, UDP-based internet protocol. Okay, neato. I did see some UDP traffic from the app, but I doubt that's going directly to the device. I do think it would be kind of interesting to sniff the setup process between the device and the app. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to solder on a button onto this thing because I accidentally snapped the button off of it. There's a little setup button. There's a little setup button that goes right there. And I was a little egregious when I was taking this damn thing out of the case because it was glued in, and I accidentally snapped the button off. So I gotta solder on a little switch onto this trace. It shouldn't be too much effort, but I'll need that for setup. So it might be a good time to call it for the day, and I can plan some stuff for the next one. Yeah, I may have to I might be able to short the pads, but it's kind of lifted. Like this last pad is lifted, and I pulled two of them off. It's ugly. It's pretty bad. Um, but yeah, I think I've been going for about 2 hours now. I need to go get something to eat. I have some things to think about with Frida, and I want to kind of brainstorm some ideas on what I want to actually figure out about this device because I got this far. I just initially I wanted to listen to it. I wanted to listen to the app and the device, and now that I've got the app set up, um, and I can sort of listen to it with Frida, I want to know what I want to listen to. So I need to do a little bit of research and figure out what kind of things I want to sniff. I want to sniff mostly that traffic between the app and the server and my phone and the device during setup, because there could be some like fun Bluetooth low energy stuff where it's doing device setup with Bluetooth low energy, um, or some sort of Bluetooth where it's sending, I don't know, SSID information or wireless information to the device. But yeah, be kind of fun to figure that out. And then I also want to solder some stuff onto this and see if we can dump some firmware off of it. I think we made some decent progress. We've got Frida running. I need to learn more about it so I can come back and actually do some cool stuff with it. I don't want to bore you guys with me just sitting here reading docs all day long. But I think this was good, and thank you so much for the advice on screen copy for Android. That's really fucking cool. So thank you. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up for the day. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it, and thanks for the suggestions and the ideas. And I might do something this weekend. But if anything, you guys will see me on Tuesday. So, bye. Bye.